Oh, I don't know how long I'm gonna stay on Kai for, but we will rock it. I'll do like half an hour of Kai, I think.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
Kai fundies. I accidentally stayed on Kai in the beginning of the set, but I think I'm gonna rock it for another at least like 20 minutes. I was playing Kai earlier last night against someone who I thought would benefit a lot from me picking Kai. Here, I think the situation demands that I be a little unfundies in my gameplay. Grease ever going over far slash is actually kind of a bit of a problem in this matchup. An intended use of Grease ever? I know, right?
Turn up the heat.
One interesting thing you'll find when you watch like super high level Kai play is generally you'll see a lot of things for other characters where they do stuff like you've never seen before, or like stuff that's mechanically extremely difficult and stuff like that. With Kai, when you watch like Ein replays from back in like 5-6 years ago, and like not just him but other Kais as well, usually you don't really see any of that at all. And it's more just like it very like tight confirms everything works all the time, kind of. And I guess like even if you think of a character like Axel still like shows that kind of like flashy stuff every now and then. Way more than Kai players do, I think. And Kai really is the only character that has a lack thereof, I guess. Always kind of interesting to see in a game like this. Honest Kai good fundies? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, no avoiding. Is Kai just solved? People already know the good setups, etc., or does he actually like the sauce? He has stuff, but I guess like the reward just isn't there for him. I think next one stuns. There we go. There are some characters where it's just like it's extremely, extremely unlikely that there are new setups that are better than what's currently going on with the character. And Kai probably is one of them. Like, I can't really speak to it that much because I don't play the character frequently enough, but like, what else are you really gonna do other than just your H stun edge, the with the grinder setup? Yeah, that doesn't work. I think the coolest stuff I see him do are vapor loops or anything involving super. Was the RC bait a reaction or just a read? That's a read. technically you could do it on reaction, but on that normal, I think I did like, what was it? I think Far Slash, right? Or 2S? On that, it's pretty hard. Damn. Thunder Pro RC? Oh.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
How'd I get hit there? 자주는 아니더라도 가끔은 계시네요. 네, 뭐 최근에 저기 프로스트에 가서 재미를 좀 들렸습니다. 대회에서 자토 가지고 13등하고 광탈했습니다. 8등까지는 하고 싶었는데 You're right, yeah. Maybe it was a stun fear. What was that? There we go. Oh, nice. He got him. 좀 하는 때가 사인이랑 지금 스트 정도인데 레벨부터는 레이븐한테 보더만 그 레벨 1 레이븐이랑 지금 레이븐이랑 꽤 다릅니다. 지금이라도 하시고 싶으시면 레벨 2 레이븐 그딴 거 없습니다. 레벨 2 최대 피해자 중 한 명일걸요 아마. 날았네. All right. You gonna learn. You gonna learn today. Oh shit. Okay. I ain't gonna learn today. 저도 진짜 최근 상위권이라고 해도 맞죠? 킹 오브 15, 13등. 저는 15는 걸렀습니다. 마지막으로 킹 오브 했던 게 13대인데 거의 한 10년 됐나? 아. 네, 솔직히 저는 스트라이브를 거의 안 하지만 지금 길티 하고 싶으시면 스트라이브 하는 게 맞긴 해요. 저는 뭐 아마 죽을 때까지 이것만 팔 것 같긴 한데. Is that Kai Keisuke? It's Kai Keisuke himself. Motherfucking Kai Keisuke. He is mashing.
Keep on rocking.
13 롤백이요? 13이 롤백이 있었어요? 네, 롤백이 패치가 있었나요? Does KLF13 have rollback? It'll be the first time I'm hearing about it. Released on the 20th? 지금 13 글로벌 매치라고 약간 새로 내놨는데 롤백. 오. Okay, you can't get me like that. Oh, he can! Alright, you're done. 기존 13 구매자들은 7,800원으로 새로 사야 하는군요. 제가 옛날에 스팀 버전을 샀어서 아마 한 8,000원 정도? 근데 사실 롤백의 가치는 무한대이기 때문에 뭐 기꺼이 내야죠. 해준다는데. 제가 진짜 유일하게 예전에 이걸 진지하게 파야 되나 싶었던 게 그 킹 오브 중에서는 13밖에 없어서 진짜 한번 해봐야 되나. KOF 13 is the only KOF that I ever considered putting time into seriously. And if it has rollback, I may consider it. Can I combo that? I think I have to just 5p maybe? (15하다) 13하니까 더 어려운 기술을 계속 캔슬하고. 그쵸, 최근 게임 하다가 뒤로 가면 저도 그렇게 느낍니다. 이것도 이기적으로 하다가 저기 뭐야 프랄로 넘어가면 그것도 진짜 그리고 옛날에 저 스파2로 조금 했었는데 그때 시절이랑 비하면 진짜 지금 스파2 하는 게 옛날에 내가 이거 어떻게 했지 싶을 정도로 진짜 하도 옛날 게임이라 그런지 입력이 너무 빡세요. 그 스파2로 그렇고 킹 오브 98도 그렇고 특히 게다가 지금 보시다시피 히트박스라 이 옛날 게임 하려고 히트박스 쓰는 거는 진짜 사람을 찍어낸 것 같습니다. So many DPs, it's the way. I've been convinced that this character needs to go ape. In fact, I'm holding back a little bit still as we play. 옛날 게임들은 히트박스가 뭔가 시스템이 안 맞는 경우가 많아서 그쵸. 대각선 입력하는 게 필수라서 기본적으로 이게 아예 맞지 않아요. 게다가 지금 옛날에 제가 쓰던 스틱이 지금 처분을 한 상태라서 쓰지를 못하고 개인적으로는 스파 서르까진 괜찮고 그 이전 작품들은 다 이제 할게 못하게 되었습니다. 히트박스 대중적으로 보긴 씨가 스파 5 때부터 스파 5가 2016년이었으니까 그때쯤이긴 하죠. 네. I think hitbox started really being commonly used around the time Street Fighter 6, Street Fighter 5 came out, right? Like 2016-ish. When Daigo picked it up. When was that? It was like 2018, 2019? I wanna say. 우메하라가 히트박스 쓰기 시작한 게 한 6년, 7년 됐나요? 진짜로 대중적인 건 아마 그때쯤인 것 같긴 해요. 물론 그 전에도 쓰는 사람들이 많긴 했는데 이제 대회 룰이라든가 그런 게 진짜로 바뀌기 시작한 게 우메하라가 그걸로 바꾸고 나서이기 때문에. There we go. 근형이 힙박스인 게 아마 그 앞으로 그쵸. 근데 그 컨트롤러에 대해 처음 들었던 게 한 언제였을려나요? I think that was a throw input. He just like walked forwards to 6H. 189네, 그쵸? Gross. Yeah, I tried to RC. Greets ever, other side, air dash, JS, RC, into more stuff.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
아, 이게 안 되네. How many times? Okay. I think that was like 4 loops in a row. Oh, I missed.
Duel. Keep on rocking.
And wouldn't it be cool if I could use his grinders? You blocked that? Okay.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
But I do agree with the Korean guy. I think Hitbox has been around for like 15 years now, but I think the timing at which it became really popular was when Daigo started bringing it to tournaments, and then tourneys had to start changing rules around like what isn't allowed for hitboxes, which was like 2018, 2019-ish. And now you see so many manufacturers make hitbox variations of their existing 6 too. Oh. KT 로스트브고 옛날부터 기본잡 1프, 네 맞습니다. 레벨 2도 그렇고 옛날에 엑센트워도 그렇고. 엄밀히 말하자면 길티에는 잡기가 0프레임입니다. 0프레임이라 뭔가 상대방이 깔아놓더라도 이제 잡기를 통해서 반격이 가능하죠. I think Gear is the only game where throws are 0 frame, right? Yeah, there we go. 아, 물론 이제 스파2 같은 거는 있긴 있었는데 그건 하도 옛날 게임이라. 아, 아랑저술로 그게 있었군요. 그 게임을 제가 안 해봐서. When I joined the FGC in 2019, hitboxes were perceived as being alright. Oh, they are more than alright, depending on the game you play, especially.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
Although, like, I know you mean alright as in this is okay to use. 아, 이게 안 맞네.
Keep on rocking.
스트는 잡기 뭐 전생이면서 네, 2프레임인 걸로 알고 있어요. There are just a few games that allow some exploits with hitbox. I mean, if you play, like the obvious example is Tekken. If you play Tekken on hitbox, or like the hitbox cross-up, either one of those, you are cheating. There is no way around the effect. Might get stunned soon. Next one probably stuns on me. Okay. 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 I need one more. Oh, okay, that is not it. I remember hearing Uni Batista could do dashing dive kicks.
Heaven or hell.
How would you do that without messing with the game's input system? Does that work? No, it doesn't. 철권 히트박스는 백드시나 백스텝 치기는 편한데 이제 특정 기술이라든가 백스텝 정도가 있긴 하죠, 대표적으로. He's not a real Kai player. He doesn't want to tussle with me. on the floor. Oh, it doesn't work. We need to give Greets ever projectile invul. That's what it needs.
Turn up the heat.
그리고 솔직히 대부분의 게임에서는 뭐 동감하긴 해요. 히트박스라고 뭐 그렇게 잠깐만요. 오케이. 히트박스 쓴다고 그렇게 성능이 그렇게까지 더 향상되는 것도 아니고 사람들 편한 거 쓰라고 해야 돼요. 그거를 대회 운영진 측에서 규정을 하는 것도 진짜 말이 안 되고. Title, hey listen, I didn't say ztao, I just happened to insert an assortment of letters that could be unscrambled to ztao. 사실 패드스틱, 히트박스, 키보드 전부 예정 일단이어가지고 일단 이런 걸 한 번씩 써보고. 그쵸? 편한 게 최고요. Alright, nice. We win. Die. Oh, you didn't die. Alright, now we die. I'll switch to ztao in, I think, like, under 3 games. 일주일 전에 대회 나가서 우승하는 거 캐나다. 네 맞습니다. 캐나다의 수도 무려 수도 오타와로 가서 대회를 우승했습니다. 상금은 약 90 캐나다 달러였습니다. 숙박비의 한 3분의 2 정도? 그래도 번 게 어디요. I don't die here. Alright. We get to witness you going from a high tier to a low tier.
All or nothing.
I try not to think about it too much. When, if I can help it. Oh. That doesn't work. I'm dead. By the way, do you play Strive? I made an attempt to very recently, in the past week-ish. I tried Asuka, and while I'm interested in the character, I'm not interested in learning Strive. So my drive isn't quite there. And if my drive isn't there, then I probably just will not be playing the game itself that much. And Asuka is a character that really requires you to put in a shit ton of time into the game. So I don't know if that's gonna work out, to be honest. You mentioned that the tiers are not that spread apart? Yeah, that's true. The game is decently balanced for whatever it's worth. That didn't work. Okay. Asuka is the only thing that keeps me... Oh, keeps you enjoying it. Okay. I thought you were gonna say keeps you from enjoying it. I need my dash VT, please, game. Oh, yes. No knockdown? Alright, it's fine. So I think if I were to like really put more time into it, I'd probably just play like a soul and try to win that way instead. Honestly. Soul or like a Slayer, I guess. But if I do that, I'm probably not going to be interested in the game enough to keep playing. So I don't see myself really playing the game all that much, honestly. Like, I think it's more likely that I play Gram Blue than it is that I play Strive at this point. That was grabbable, but it did not work. Don't worry, Strive sucks anyways. Yeah, I've made such an inference myself as well. I've been a Strive hater since that first showcase they ever showed for the game, where they had like Kizuke on, they had one other player on, and like 2 Arxis people, Arxis America. And there's like one cat behind them on stream that had like Pot versus I think Soul or Kai, one of the two. And they were showcasing Strive for the first time in the world. And you cannot believe my shock. Oh. Not cool enough to play Exert anymore. Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it, right? One of them is your local scene, and if your local scene does not play Exert at all, like mine, it is not easy to keep up the drive. Like, it's why I'm interested in picking up another game. Still kind of in Kai mode right now. I don't know how that showcase was like. I just started hating Strive the moment I saw the new air dash. Yeah. I don't think it was like that on the very first reveal of the game, but then it got added in at some point. Oh, and a 6P. Strive is super slow, at least in terms of neutral. Games are fast because damage is super high. And from the little bit that I played, I think neutral happens quickly enough. And like honestly, the game, like yeah, it has high damage. It's just like, to call it Guilty Gear is, I think, the biggest problem, by far. If you just like call it something else, so many people will be happy. It is not my GG. Let me keep the corner? Yeah, that sucks too. And I mean, like, after going through all that hassle of trying to advertise to these new fighting game players that this game is easy, and like there's no more corner pressure that Exert used to have. Now they added like some super bullshit setups to the game where you can like pull people out of the corner that like normally you only see in like CF. This is specifically with Baiken's rope thing. Stripe Beta was more like extra for a while until they decided to simplify the game. Like, they simplified it and then they added more complexity elsewhere. And so it's like, why? Why? And like, if you think about it, the answer is simple. It's to try and sell the pretense that your game is simple and easy to a player base that does not play your game. By all means, the game is not simple and easy, just saying. It's just very differently structured from Xrd, is all. Like some parts of the game are simple. And that's undeniable. Like if you look at how some characters' offensive strings are structured. Like yeah, it is it is not difficult, but overall, as a whole, the game is not like the game's not easy. That's all I'm saying.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
Oh, it's alright with me. It's not alright. Really air dash there. Oh, it's not going. It's okay. Eddie lived. Eddie lived long enough to get a counter W. It's fine by me. Yeah, exactly. The game isn't even that simple now, it just has the illusion of it. Same thing with Granblue too. Granblue was also big on that, with like the most notorious one being the combo limit, right? Like, look, our game's easy now. I can't do that on Kai. Regarding people not joining because the game is too hard, I feel like the reason to join a competitive game is for its difficulty, the journey of improving. It is! It's just not what most people are interested in. And you can see that very clearly when you see the fall of RTS. If you follow like StarCraft at all. Just most people are not interested in like the competitive 1v1, no excuses kind of environments. And so for your game to be popular, you need to introduce some factors to winning that are not skill. In the form of like... And I talk about this very frequently, but RNG, teammates that are randomly selected. In some games, they do it through... in some games, what determines you winning or not is your level of willingness to spend on the game. Some Korean games are particularly notorious for this, like in a game called Lineage. But you see it to a smaller extent in like gacha games that are popular in the West too. If they have like public rankings for like competition between people. Oh, that's not good. I don't have Eddie here. Now I do. I don't know about team-based games. I played Eternal Return for a while and it just gave me a will to die in a fire. That's how I feel when I play League nowadays. And by nowadays I mean like once every 6 months. I play one game of ARAM and then it's over. I uninstall. And I went pretty ham into League back in the day, let me tell you. This was like 2010 to 2013, 2014. It was my main game. And I got into League pretty early. Like 2010 was fairly close to launch. And the way I got into it was, of all the things that could have happened, I think it was like my 7th or 8th grade teacher, homeroom, was a League player, and I got into it that way somehow. That was back in like playing League, or like playing video games was one thing, but like playing League at the time was not like a common thing at all. That just happened by chance. Like I had a tattoo of Lee Sin on his ankle. Oh, I lost. You knew Dark Ages? Yeah. I don't want to go back. That's a bad time. And I mean, like, there are some cool things about it. Like, generally, when it comes to like things that have to do with controlling the way minions work in the game, like pushing, pulling waves, like manipulating big build-ups of waves, that kind of stuff. The game theory of that is pretty interesting. It's not where I want it burst. Next one is stuns or kills. Same, and I regret every minute I spent on League. I don't know if I would say I regret it, but I probably would have enjoyed myself more if I... Oh, nice. I probably would have enjoyed myself more if I played Street Fighter 4, probably, I think. Although, I don't know what would have happened if I actually did that at the time. Maybe I wouldn't be playing Guilty Gear right now. Oh, bursts. Even darker than Maple Story? I think... no, I think Maple is darker than League. I think Maple is a solid tier below where League sits. League is at least, like, the game is unenjoyable, but the people behind the game aren't, like... The people behind the game aren't, like, trying to steal your wallet off you every second of your game. Every second of you being logged in. There is that, at least. Oh, bursts. Where's your bursts, Mr. Kai Kisuke? I can back that claim an old player that started back in V60-ish and watched the shit show that followed after Big Bang. You know how I kept track of the versions of like old Maple? I used to play private servers, and all the big private servers were V55 or V62. Or later on I think there was V75 also, but V55 was before Pirates, and V62 was after Pirates. That's the only reason I know. Did you play Bankai or Orasi? I might have played Bankai, like a little tiny bit, but not a lot. I mainly played in like a small, like a fucking 10-man private server. That was fun. And then we got a strike from Nexon, and they put the email on the website saying, "Oh, we're down now. Goodbye." Oh, that's not what I want. It was a small server called MS Nick, or Nick MS Nick. I think it's MS Nick. But I mean, like, there is a reason why I spent 3 years playing Maple, Modern Maple. Like, there is something to it. It's just, like... that game is impossible to recommend to anyone. It's like actively telling someone to go harm themselves. That's how bad it is. Do any of you guys know about Big Shot? I do not. Outside of malicious company practices, what is Maple Story gameplay even like? It's an MMO that's 2D, side-scrolling, like a platformer. And the gameplay loop is mainly two things. One is you spend an exorbitant amount of time doing what they call training, which is really just repeated motions for hours on end to gain EXP extremely slowly. So that's one part. The second part, and the only reason I kept up with it, is the bossing, which is like raids in other games, in other MMOs. And bossing is where, like, there are legitimately fun parts to the game where, like, there is skill aggression. There's, like, teamwork involved if you're playing in party bosses. And that part is pretty fun. There are issues with that too, but like it's enjoyable. Now, like the actual reason why people play the game is because Maple is really good at one thing, and that one thing is making you feel like you're progressing. And this has to do with the way that you just are constantly increasing your damage, increasing like various stats, and like that feeling of knowing that something has gone up and like you're doing a little bit more damage now. That feeling is not replicable in any other game. And really, what bosses do in that game is bosses are used by Nexon to act as a measuring stick for players to see how much they progressed. That is the only reason they keep developing these bosses in Maple, which is kind of a sad existence, but that is what it is. And like it does a pretty good job of that, because like how else are you gonna do that, realistically? Other than just like making a calculator for people to put their stats into. Now the problem with this, obviously, is that the method of making your character stronger is just 100% pay to win. There's nothing else to it. If you have the thicker wallet in your pocket, you are the winner in Maple. Unless you play in a server called Reboot, and Reboot has its own issues. But I played in non-Reboot. And over the years, Nexon has pulled out so much money from people, and once they do that, they can't really go back. Like they have to keep incentivizing people to spend, right? And so the amount of like distance between a free-to-play player and someone who spends like thousands per month on the game, like the experience, like what you experience in that game between these two players is completely different. Like they will not be able to communicate with each other at all in terms of what the game is like doing, what they see, what they feel, what maps they're able to access, what bosses they go to. Everything is completely different if you're free to play, because like these things are just not accessible unless you either spend again exorbitant amounts of time into the game, like I did, or you just spend. You've got to swipe. Oh yes, there it is. By legitimately fun parts, you mean the Ludibrium party quest? I mean, like it's fun. It's fun because of the friends we made along the way. You know, if you go back and do it now, like you're not gonna find it fun. Oh, he says GG's. GG's. And listen, I'm a 2004 Maple starter. It's been 21 years now, nearly, since I first started playing the game. The best way to enjoy Maple right now, in current day, is just listening to the OST. Nothing else. There's a channel called Netcord Music. It's Nexon's like in-house music production team that they have. And every now and then they release some bangers, like remixes of old Maple songs. There's one upside. The one upside is, after all the time I spent in Maple, because I play in the non-reboot server, which is the server that can trade freely with other people, I do get a nice sign off bonus as I'm leaving because I'm selling all my gear. I may have to restart my game. One sec. Yeah, if you're gonna play Maple, don't. Number 1, don't. Number 2, do not. Number 3, if you are, play Reboot.
Guilty Gear Xrd.
Or I guess number 3, play a private server. And number 4, if you really have to play GMS, play Reboot.
Online.
Try Maple Legends. I don't know how they've kept up their servers for this long, because like surely they've gotten takedown threats from Nexon by this point. Fuck GMS, fuck Reboot. Yeah. You know, like just a couple days ago, they had another incident where they had a whole mess with Unicubes, and Unicubes are like, what are they, like $7 a pop, like per one use of that item. They had a bug where if you use this cube and then like do this specific exploit in the game that people found, you could use it infinitely. And so people were generating a lot of value through this. And I think apparently, supposedly they've rolled it back now, but the way Nexon deals with incidents like this is horrible. It is never in the favor of players. What even is a Unicube? So let me pull something up real quick. Let me explain Maple items to you, okay? Alright, you see this? These are some of my items that I'm selling right now. I sold most of them now, but so let's take this item on the left here, okay? This is a source of suffering, alright? And you see these lines on the bottom here? Oh, you can't see this. Hold on. Okay. You see on the very left here in this corner, you see luck, 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 all luck, right? Actually, I'll just use this one here. Luck, 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 all, which is basically luck. This one is trash line, luck. Your goal when enhancing item, this is just one of 5 ways to enhance an item in this game, okay? And there are this many because they had to keep adding different ways for players to spend money in the game. Usually, there used to be only 1. Now there are 5. There are scrolls that you see here. There are flames, which are the green numbers that you see here. There is Star Force, which is the stars that you see here. So that's 3. There is this potential, which is 4. And then there's this bonus potential, which is 5. These are separate systems. Each one of them, you end up having to spend incredible amounts of money on, alright? But, okay, to go back to Unicubes. So, okay, before I explain Unicubes, normal cubes, so red cubes and black cubes, they randomly reassign your potential. So it can be any line here, it can be any line here, and it can be any line here, whenever you use a cube. 1 cube is $1.20. And the odds of getting a line like this are like, I believe, is this eye patch? Yeah. For eye patch, it's like, let me look it up, just so I'm not pulling shit out of my ass. The odds of getting this for an eye accessory, I should know this. The odds of getting this is 6,872 uses of this cube. This number here. Okay? So in money, that's $1.20 times 6,872. If you're to calculate the expected cost. Now, people don't actually like value items based on that, because there are other stats that are relevant. Like you could get 3 lines of a different stat, and that's still valuable. But the point being, it is incredible how much money gets poured into these items. That's all I'm saying. Now, unicubes, I said earlier that normal cubes reassign all 3 lines simultaneously, right? Unicubes, and remember these are like, I think they're like $7. It might be like 5 to $7, okay? One use, $5. It chooses one line randomly, okay? It chooses either this one on the top, this one in the middle, or this one on the bottom. And then you get to choose whether or not you want to randomly reassign that line only. Once you do, the cube is gone, so you've used up your $5. And if you want to do it again, you have to use another unicube. It randomly selects another line. It chooses one, and if you get the wrong one, that cube is gone. You can't use it. So there is $10 gone. In fact, let me just show you here. Unicube simulator. I'm sure it'll pop up. Yeah. Okay, this is a unicube, okay? So right now it has 2 very desirable lines, the critical damage and critical damage. So every time I use one cube, so it selected the middle one, which is not what I want, that's $6.8. I have to use it again, selected the wrong one, 13.6. Oh, I got the one I want, so I'm gonna re-roll this line, and I got a trash line. That's $20. And you can go on and on and on. Wrong line. Oh, this is the right line. Strength, trash line. Same line. I got the exact same line. Wrong line. Wrong line. Oh, I got the right one. Oh! This site isn't helping me explain this properly, but the value of this line, the value of this gear right now is like multiple hundreds right now, multiple like in the thousands range if it's the proper gear. And I got very, very lucky. Just so you know, this doesn't happen usually. All right. The point being, every single cube that you use is extraordinarily expensive for what it does. But you're right, it is like even considering how lucky I got, you can see how ridiculous this shit is, right? There was a bug that let you use one cube forever. Yes, so the bug was that you could do this, re-roll, and then you could change channel. And when you change channel, it still had this line selected, and you could re-roll it again. And you could keep doing that ad infinitum. And within like a couple hours, Nexon put out a notice. And then, I don't know what exactly happened because I didn't play, like this was a couple days ago, I don't play the game anymore. But supposedly, they've rolled it back. And reverted any suspicious use of these cubes, but you can't trust them. Nexon is not to be trusted. I guess the in-game market whimper. I mean, like, depends how they dealt with it, but again, Nexon never deals with these things in a way that favors players, ever. It's like, pick one game, and it's not even just like not favorable to players. It's the only game where I feel like when I play the game, the developers just hate me. they don't want me here, or like they want my money. They don't want me here. And no other game that I've ever played in my life made me feel that way before. Like no other game, not League. Yeah, not even League makes me feel that way. It's like, I hate the dudes that are playing the game. I don't hate necessarily the company that made it. Alright, well, we're back to a game that does not suck ass. Alright, good stuff. And you can see why I decided to come back to fighting games. I'm so unwilling to go back to Maple right now. It's pretty astonishing because I spent a lot of time in that game, just so you know. The newest class in that game, like the newest job in that game, is called Kali. And I believe I might not be anymore. I was the #1 ranked Kali in that game, as of quitting. At level 291. Kali's a cool class. There are some like execution heavy classes in that game, and Kali is one of them. Fun to play. In fact, if you go to a channel, there's a channel called Minu Maple on YouTube, and if you search it, you'll probably find my bossing runs on that channel, if you can find it. I enjoyed Zero back before it got gutted. Yeah, they, the meta came around. They are considered extraordinarily good now, or like at least a couple months ago. But I know they took away a lot of the utility that they used to have. It's alright with me. I enjoyed Zero back in the day, or I remember there was a crew battle where you speed around the bracket to make sure you could get back to Maple. Yeah. Didn't you also play maybe? Yeah, I played the first video on the Minu channel is me playing Cygnus Garden on piano. The very first video. I transcribed a few more pieces, but I didn't ever get to recording any of them. I had Lith Harbor, I had Ludibrium, I had Queen's Garden, like the Rudibus boss. I think that was it. Did you have? Yes, I did have Temple of Time also. Yeah. In fact, if you search for it, I'm pretty sure there's like a sheet music somewhere out there that I posted, but I never got to actually record it. There might be like a MIDI file of it. Or actually, no. I know I have that file for sure on my computer, but I don't know if it's online anywhere. Oh, I should have died there. Okay, well, that works. I had a few other things too, like non-Maple stuff. I had a few Toho 10 soundtracks transcribed. I think 10, out of the ones I played up to like 17. I think 10 has the best soundtrack. I think I had something from... I think it was a... what is it? Monogatari second season opening? Do you still play piano? I currently do not, sadly. But I have been thinking of getting a piano again and playing. It's one of the things I am thinking of. When I had to go to Korea, I sold the piano I used to have, and then I gave my violin to a friend of mine. And technically I could get it back whenever I want, but I feel like I'm not gonna use it anyways right now. Oh, there we go. Violin too, I thought string instruments were cool. They are. They are very cool, but they are, they have a high skill floor, as in, it's not the type of instrument you want at, like, a high school. My degree of expertise goes in the order of piano, then violin, then double bass, and then all these random woodwinds that I learned in high school. The coolest one by far, without contest, was bassoon. I think bassoon was so sick. And that shit was so hard to play. And I think I never really ended up getting a proper embouchure for it either. Like my mouth would be sore after like 20 minutes. And I think you're supposed to be able to keep playing for a lot longer than that, but again, my fundies weren't there, you could say. Okay. Didn't know the shops. I mean, like, I had no proper teacher at the time. It was me, kind of. So I was the guy in the music class every time at lunch, and thankfully, I was fortunate enough to have a lot of like-minded people around me. So it was like me and like anywhere between two and like 10 other dudes. Every lunch, just going to the music room. And, it's kind of like jerking off. Damn. Very fortunate. I think that school in particular had like a very good assortment of instruments available, so I just got to try out a lot of stuff. by being there. For fighting game purposes, the double bass, I think, probably piano and then double bass, are extraordinarily influential in terms of mechanical dexterity of playing on a hitbox. Piano, you can like obviously tell there are some parallels involved there with hitbox. Double bass, it's the ring finger strength. That thing takes so much effort to hold down the strings because they're just so thick. And they vibrate so much that I never really had any issues with holding down buttons on a hitbox with my left hand. And I think it's so likely to be because I used to play double bass. Like, you know how I have that like 8-hour net play session with Karma? Like at the end of that, I still don't feel like my fingers are giving out at the end of that. If anything, my wrists feel more strained, but not my fingers. Yeah, there's a technique called pianoing, yeah. And it doesn't really make... I mean, like, it makes sense, but it doesn't in terms of, like, what it's actually doing. But yeah, there are similarities. Carpal tunnel, my greatest fear. Yeah. I actually got worried about that. Not when I used to play StarCraft, but when I used to play Osu, I got worried about it, so I stopped playing. In Osu, I got to... So my goal with Osu, my goal of all time, used to be getting to the 4-digit rank in Osu Standard. And I hit like 999, I think like 9984, I think it was, in rankings in Osu Standard, then I quit. You also mentioned music helped you with performance in brackets. Yeah, I think so. Just public performances like that in general will definitely carry over. Of anything, it doesn't have to be music necessarily. But music, it helps because it's music, because there is like the similar mechanical aspects of using your fingers, right? But if you do any amount of like any sort of performing in front of an audience, there'll be similarities. Oh, and he died. Okay. A lot of things carry over? Yeah. I just kind of randomly heard over the years that I heard that chess players have coaches, and it makes sense, like they should. But I thought about like how fighting games, if they were like big enough, if the scene were to be big enough, it would have coaches too. But the way they would be implemented would be like being there to find, like, do a lot of the grueling work for you, right? Like for example, if it were in this game, it'd be like finding all the round stars for you, and like determining what the probabilities are, what the best ones are. But fighting games are not that big. It wasn't big enough even for like League back in the day. Like 2013, 2014. Korean teams had coaches, but they were kind of super out of the time. Yeah, I need to not lose. Oh, I lost. For the vast majority of people, for fighting games, their coach is just the guy you not play with the most frequently. When did you get started with competitive games? It was when I first started playing StarCraft, which was I think 2009-ish? 2008 maybe? And even before that, I actually did play fighting games a super long time ago. Just not a lot. And it was a guy who had like a bootleg version of some KOF, and I can't remember what it was. But it was like an old Korean dude that had a bootleg KOF on his computer, and he had his own stick. And whenever we would be at his house, I would just play it every now and then. But that was like very not seriously at all. If I recall correctly, you mentioned talking to some law coach or something about competitive stuff. Yes. I ran into LS. I don't know if he still does league stuff, but he was pretty important in terms of like forming my opinions on how competitive games work and such. And you know, the guy that got him into fighting games was a Street Fighter 4 player called a Kaizen Master. And if you search Kaizen Master on YouTube, you'll see one video in particular that's apparently controversial, but it's called Hadouken Magic. And I think Hadouken Magic is fantastic, and it has a lesson to teach. But opinions may differ. If you're interested, I would recommend you give it a watch. It's you need some like very basic idea of how Street Fighter 4 works. Specifically how Street Fighter 4 Ryu works. But otherwise, if you play fighting games, there is a path to understanding. How did he run into LS? So at the time, I was a very competitive League player, okay? He had a listing up at some point of how like he was recruiting people to play in like a team house, and I applied, and I didn't get in, and I don't think it ever happened to begin with. But we Like, very little by little, kind of got into contact that way. And at the time he was casting for yeah, at the time it was called LCK. It was like right around when OGN died, and then they got split into 2 different broadcasts. He was casting for Spot TV, I think. It's a Spot TV? Spo TV? What's a Hadoken magic? If you go to YouTube and search Hadoken magic, Kaizen Master, you'll see the video. Again, I think it has a important lesson to teach. So if you're interested, do give it a watch at some point. Oh shit. That's kind of neat. Yeah, the first League game that I ever got to spectate in person in Korea was when Najin Sword was still active, which I think was like 2012. And at the time, you know, like, games are not at all mainstream. And so when I got to see, like, oh, these people are playing this thing that I usually only play at home, that was a cool feeling. I still get that feeling when I see Rev 2 in person. It's like, holy shit, this thing that I normally exclusively see in my room at home is actually being played in a public place. Oh, that's not what I wanted. My plan got messed up there. That was a cool 5D route. Yeah, it's cool. You can do up to 4 loops. But if you do 4, you run out of too much eddy gauge, so usually, unless it's to kill, you'll only see 3. You can also technically route into unblockable from that setup, but it only seems to work on Pot and Kum. And it's super hard to do. It's like a 1-frame timing, or 2 1-frame timings that have to do with negative edge. And negative edge 1 frames are insane. It's like, you thought normal 1 frames were hard? Try doing it on a button release. Twice in a row in a combo. That page 6p. your take on the 1,000 hour rule? Or are some people just fated to plateau? I think it's misleading. So there's the true part of that is just that you do need to grind and put in the time to be good at anything. The misleading part is that the only factor is time. And there are so many other important things that don't have to do with time at all that are insanely influential as to how much skill you attain. If you change the wording to 1,000 hours of proper practice, as vague as that is, it would be more accurate. But the problem with that is, who's gonna try and define what proper practice is in any game? Into the corner you go. And for fighting games, I think so playing people is obviously really important, but I think especially after a certain point, it becomes more valuable in terms of time. The time that you spend just thinking about the game. Like, way more than raw time spent actually playing the game. I'm expecting burst dots, but it's not coming. Burst dot? Okay. How many hours do you have in X-Word? Let me show you. I don't know if you can see this. It says 5,249.8 hours. I really just care about the difference of if anyone can be an expert or if some people are just doomed. That is contested in terms of research that's done. So I can't really tell you either way. That being said, there is very compelling evidence that brain plasticity is a real thing. And so if you're interested, there is reading you can do on that. So plasticity of the brain is it's a metaphor of like, you can change the way your brain looks and like functions, but number one, it's not easy to do it. And number two, once you like stop actively trying to mold it in the way you want, it kind of just settles that way, and it doesn't change again that easily anymore. I honestly forgot the titles of the books I read that have to do with like intentional practice, but there are plenty of them out there. That and like reading in general, like autobiographies of like sports players, for example, I think also has a place in terms of like the end game of fighting game improvement. There's one, for example, by Nadal, like the tennis player. And there are some things in there that I think are massively relevant to like video game competitors, whether it's fighting games or anything else. And there's like the obvious one of like the art of war, right?
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
Now, mind you, most people who are playing Guilty Gear, they probably, or Guilty Gear or like any fighting game, probably are not going to be going out of the way to like read this material just for the game they're playing. But it's worthwhile. It's not a waste of time, at the very least. I was told apparently CLG, the league team, at one point had Monte Cristo as their coach back in like 2014-ish, and supposedly he made the Art of War required reading for all their players. It's one of the few physical books I still have. Like, I mainly just read ebooks now, but I have the Art of War. I have Moby Dick. I have Crime and Punishment. And I think those are the only physical books I have right now. At some point I went through a phase of trying to like reduce everything I own as much as I can. I think by the end of like 2020-ish, like right before COVID, I got it down to the point where I could fit all of my belongings, like every single one of them, into 2 carrier bags. Like 2 of those like huge, like 1 meter tall bags. Yes, it's obvious. If I want to hit sick clips, I should have read The Art of War. Again, at the very least, it's not going to waste your time. It's not as if when someone starts asking me how to get good at Exord, that's gonna be like the first thing I point out. But damn. Exord actually helps, yeah. How do I get to Exord? Read Art of War. I think for some people, that is a legitimate suggestion that you should make. For some people. Now whether they will actually absorb the information and turn it into like usable bits of things, that I don't know, but oh shit. I should have died. I'm gonna have Eddie back up, which means I should... Oh, I didn't have meter for Blitz. I got CS instead.
Heaven or hell. Duel. One. Let's rock.
And yeah, mind you, if you do actually read it, or like for anyone that's read it in the past, there's gonna be some shit like there are like 5 rules of all warfare, like heaven, earth. There's gonna be like some weird bullshit that you can't understand how it has to do with fighting games, but there are some good things if you bother to try and apply it. Oh shit. Yeah, it's fine. Hello, Neil. Almost saved the last round? Yeah. I'm pretty confident in this matchup, all things considered. I wish I got to play more versus Diamendo when I was at Frosty's. I wish I played versus like a lot of people at Frosty's. Not enough time. Yeah, that bursts. I've always wondered if the Art of War aged well, or if it was a sign of the times kind of thing. There's like a lot of applicable stuff there. If you're ever wondering what to read, like you're in the mood for reading, check it out. I don't die here. Okay, now I do.
Heaven or hell. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Considering all the matchups Zato has, this is not too bad. Now I used to have an issue where my online like net play delay was set to like the default because I didn't have the mod. Now that it's at 3 frames, I think even offline, not a big deal. Can't remember if the matchup is 5-5 or slightly in our favor. I think it's 5-5. One of the few we do well in. It's, yeah. Oh, I should die here. But I know there were opinions that this is slightly Slayer favored. But I have to wonder how much that has to do with Zato just not being present in NA, at least. This is back in like 2019, 2020-ish. Really appreciate the advice yesterday about negative edge warm-up combos. Yeah, it helps. It's good to have some of those. And in a similar vein, you can do other stuff too. Like, a really good example is if you ever have issues doing IADs mid-combo, or like just IAD input in general, if you find a combo that uses like 2 or 3 IADs, and just grind out that combo, it'll clean up that issue real quick. Like treat the combo itself as an exercise. I learned that really early when I started playing Arakune in CF. Or at the time CPEX Arakune was a beast. But the BMB that he uses requires I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 IADs. And it was a pretty long combo. And just by grinding out that one BMB, I think I got pretty good at IADs pretty quickly. And that was when I like first started playing on stick at the time. Okay, let me try to not lose. Hold on. Alright. Kai's one of my least favorite. Axel matchup makes me want to blow my brains out. Don't worry. Just learn where the timings are that you want to go in. And then you'll find out that it's just unabashedly glorified RPS. More so than it usually is in fighting games. I actually forgot what the combo is there. I think you 5D? I need to pull out the handy dandy Zato resource sheet that it can access by typing exclamation mark Zato in the chat, in Twitch chat. Oh, by the way, someone was, I always when I'm in tournaments or like any local bracket, you'll see me sometimes look at my phone, like right before I'm at a match, while I'm seated down. If I ever do that, that's because I'm looking at that sheet. It's the Zato resource sheet that I made. I'm probably looking at like wiggle timings and crouch specific combos per characters. Oh. Okay. I have to practice that 2S into RC IAD. It's useful to have. Like, it's not the most necessary thing for Zato. Because a lot of times you can just do 2S RC into drill instead. Nice blocks. Why is he facing the wrong way? That is not allowed, sir. No non-meaty helter-skelters. You can tell timings by frames. For some things, yeah. It depends on what it is. Add it to the Zato sucks montage. It's been on my mind to maybe make another one. But it's like it's pretty high effort to be honest. Like the last one I made, the Minu Why Does Zato Suck? That one. To be honest, like I made that pretty quickly. And sort of scrambled to find whatever I could. If I really wanted to make a super high quality version of it, it would have like way more different examples of why the character sucks. But it is how it is. Like all the footage in that video, yeah, it doesn't work on Slayer. All the clips in that video were found in like within 1 week, I think. You did a dandy step out of getting hit there. So that's not too surprising for a Slayer player. Please die. Surely, okay. That kill just now, that was closer than you might think. That damage. I always love to kill with an air grab because you can appreciate as auto transforms into fly. It's such a yeah. I don't know if he had any fly motifs in the older games. Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. Yeah. He turns into a fly, indeed. Guarantee burst spot. Oh, I killed Eddie. That's not good. That's pretty good. Okay. If he did the air special that makes him go flying, I think I could have died there. Which Zato's 5D range was a little bit longer too. All his normals need like a 2p or a 2-frame. What am I saying? You need like a 2-pixel range increase. All his normals, please, Arxis. The rare P release cross under, yeah. I've been trying to do it more, and I think it makes sense to do this over S. Like, that alone is probably a... I think that alone is a huge difference for Zato gameplay. You guys notice he has not ever once done reversal burst dots so far? If you never show me that you're willing to do it, that's such a relief for my end, that I never have to worry about it ever coming out. Eddie died, despite the unsummoned animation coming out. Oh, they didn't reach. No bursts. He's get that really well until Eddie came back? Yeah. Can you get it consistently? You mentioned it seemed weird before. So, I mean, like, I know how to, but it's just like, I thought that the situations where I could afford to hold BTL for only that long would be inconsistent. But I think now that I'm trying to do it more again, I think it's fine. I think I should usually be going for a P instead of S in that situation, which is what like most others autos do, anyways, or what they used to do when they played the game. When they used to play the game, past tense. Oh, there we go. Nice. Eddie Pikmin skin 2025. I don't know if there's a soul on this world that can make that happen. In fact, I think skins don't exist in Strive, right? There's only Pella switches. That it might 2H. Why is the P cross under rare? I never 2-1-4K during pressure. Do you typically use S? So I typically used S. And my argument for doing so was because even though the knockdown is clearly superior in that situation, the situations where you can afford to hold break the law for that short of a time will be inconsistent. And so a lot of times and like you see this when you see Ogawa or Beautiful do too. Like they always use P for that purpose, and a lot of times it'll just draw the combo. So they'll do release P, they'll come up, press YP, and then it's not a real combo. So my thought process is, as opposed to risking that, maybe I'd rather just get the higher damage using Nobiru, and very consistently at that. Oh, where's my throw? Nobiru is easier, but launches, yeah. Like the timings sometimes are impossible for P. Damn. S also has the off chance to catch mash for big damage? Yes. But usually you don't catch them with counter hits in that situation, I found. Happy Friday to you too. It's good to see you. I'm getting beat up. Holy shit. Hold on. Yeah, he got me. They make giving Johnny a beard optional? Is that real? Did they give Johnny a beard optionally in Strive? It sounds like such a shitpost based on me playing Edward, but you never know with Strive. Super does not kill here. Just saying. I forgot the use case of unsummoned YRC. You just have more time. Like, all your unsummons are now safe. Also, I'm doing that thing. I'm doing that fly back every single time right now. You should, as you can see, you should never do that. I'm just doing that out of habits right now. You can turn on and off Johnny's beard. Anyway. Alright, well, I guess that's a real thing they did. That's not what I wanted. It's also not what I wanted. Damn. Johnny's design did not change at all, right? Like his the way he's the way he was drawn, I guess. I remember seeing him in game, but I don't remember what his splash art looks like. What situations can Zato do the fuzzy setup with S instead of K? Yeah, so you don't have enough time to do that properly, basically ever. You have to be super delayed with the Nobiru in that situation. So it's like almost always a situation where your opponent had time to press something to get out earlier. But if you do have the time, you can do that. Code Zato would have been cool, yeah. I mean, that's like the low-hanging fruit, and they didn't go for it, I guess. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna try to... See there, I can't do it. It's too, been in break the law for too long. Gonna burst soon. No bursts? There it is. It's fine. That's not so fine. Alright, die. I kind of forced that one, but I still had to do it. He was winning too much. Unforgivable. It's a cool combo. Like the way the hands. Like I don't know, just the way it looks. It's a cool special move. It's just the damage is so dogshit that it is unusable outside of, like, if they're already at 1/10 HP. And to be fair, it probably should be like that, because giving this character a command grab attached to Eddie, like completely independent of Zato himself, that's also really strong, probably not a good idea. Necessary IK? Look, every Zato IK that you see, it is always necessary, okay? Buzzsaw confirm IK, Big Drill IK, Deadman's Hand IK, they're all optimal. It is never just it is never BM. Oh, there's a cool route that I want to try out soon. And it involves a reset into Deadman's Hands. Let me see if I can get it one of these games. Nice. I pushed him into the drill using my body. That might be the most unique thing I've ever done today.
Let's rock.
Okay. That's fine. That's not fine. Oh, that's really not fine. Speaking of cool routes, I haven't seen the 2D. Yeah, he I think he's fuzzying in a way where he's always guaranteeing the 2D timing. I've been on the extra grind these days. I'm sort of half-assing a search for a new game. I tried Asuka in Strive for like 3 days so far. And my problem with Asuka is this, okay? Asuka's a cool character, even in Strive. That being said, the amount of time that it takes to learn that character in that game is, I think, too much for me, given that it's in Strive. And the way that I would win in Strive, like, would only occur if I could spend less time on the game, which means I cannot play Asuka. But if I cannot play Asuka, I probably am not playing Strive. And so I think, as it stands, the likelihood of me playing Strive is lower than me playing a game like Granblue. Are you looking for a modern game? I am, yeah. And the most obvious example would be Street Fighter 6. I'm a little bit interested in Guile in 6 right now. But there's no game that makes me want to just like lap stuff out, you know, as much as in this game. Alright, go forth. First Great Whites versus this player. Oh, there we go. You die. Guile has cool combos? Yeah, it does. Who do you play in Granblue? I would play 2B to spite the game. Or I would play, or otherwise I don't really know, is the real answer. Because, like, I would definitely try the public character in that game. I think it's Nier, right? So probably my list of candidates in that game are 2B, Nier, and I think the new character also has some interesting stuff. but I don't know nearly enough about that character at all right now. That's not good. I took the SNK pill. That's where I'm at right now. And I'm autopiloting so much right now that, you know that thing where I do like fly back on round start every single time? Instead of not doing the fly back, I started doing JH to stop him from jumping up at me. I can't believe the state of this set. Alright. Alright, that's fine. I heard Garo is fun. I don't know how I would do in that game in terms of enjoying it. We're waiting for the Hunter x Hunter game. I have very little interest in that game also. Like right now, all things point to playing more Exord for the time being. Oh, almost. I never knew that ultimate full blitz combo. It only works if you start, you know, like the range between you and your opponent on round starts. You have to be between that range, and only then will it work. You cannot do it from the corners, or like anywhere outside of the round start ranges. Only from the center of the stage. Which is why I picked this stage. This stage tells you conveniently where the center is. And so, please do not share the secret tech, but if you are playing against me in tournaments, it's in your best interest to switch off the stage. You gotta pick that shit as soon as you can before I get to it. As you're still popping, yeah. It's alright. Like, I think it's optimal to have like a modern game and then this game on the side also. I'll work towards it. Maybe I'll find a game. I think Granblue's most likely right now, which is surprising. But you know, like the only game I like, if I think about it, the fighting games that I was best at historically. So number 1, Guilty Gear. Number 2, Street Fighter 5. And then number 3... Or hold on, is that true? Street Fighter 5. I think I was better at Street Fighter 5 than I was at Uni or TL. I think that's true. Yeah, I think that's true. But after Street Fighter 5, it was Granblue. Like I actually put a lot of time into that game. And I know the systems and stuff have changed quite a bit. But I know if I spend time on it, I could get better at it, for sure. Great White? Sure, let's go for it. Oh, how could he grab there? How can he do the one thing that beats me? If you only had doubling up, if it were me, it would be Melty / Arcana Heart in current day. You ever tried Tekken? I have. I have a very suboptimal Claudio in 7. Hold on, let me defend against the fucking Slayer. Oh, that's not a good start. Dots? Should've used dot. You played TL in Street Fighter 5? Yes. Unfortunately, I did. And I'll have you know, I played Saber in TL as a point to not play Melty Blood as much as possible, or specifically to not play TL as much as possible in that game. And I think I was pretty successful for the little bit that I did play. That's not the button I want. See, if you want to clean that input up, of you getting like a 6p when you want 5p, you have to play Uni. Uni has so many of those execution like checks in the game, where you want to get the standing normal and not the dashing normal. And speaking of Uni, I tried Ogre in the combo trials, and he was I felt nothing from playing it, so I'm probably not playing Uni. Am I dying? No, not yet. Okay, no I am. Who did you play in Street Fighter 5? I played Ed. And I played Ed because he was the only character in that game that felt like you could do something strong in the game without using V-Trigger. And that was through using Flicker. Flicker is an amazing move in that game. Like, there are not a lot of moves like that in 5 in that game, where you just feel like you have control without using meter or V-Trigger. I did the trials and felt emptiness. Really, it is cool characters. It was always a game systems issue for me. That I'm sure if I erased my memory of playing Exerd and only knew about Uni, I'm sure I could like sink thousands of hours into it for sure. Skullgirls. Here's a secret for you. I have a solo big band, but my knowledge of the game has more to do with playing the trumpet than actual gameplay. I should die here. But I don't think he's gonna kill, yeah. Such is the case for many, yeah. Look, I saw the happy birthday clip, and I couldn't help myself. So Skullgirls for me is a game where I hear a lot of people disliking it, and I don't have enough info on the game to agree or disagree, but I just know that a lot of people don't like how it works. I think it has like a combo break mechanic, right? That people don't like. Oh, I'm dead. I should die. Too many games, so little time? Yeah. It's more of an infinite protection rather than killer instinct combo break. Oh, you know, if there's one game that if it were modern somehow and maintained all of its mechanics intact, like without any changes, I would love to play Vampire Xavier. But last time I checked, that game does not have an active population playing it on Netplay. And if it at least had that of like a Netplay population, like I would seriously consider it. But it's just it's so much more barren even than this game. It's dire, yeah. As is the case with a lot of oldies. That's how I feel about Last Blade 2. As you've probably heard a lot already, the one thing I know about the game is that you can lose your weapon. I got so mad when I would see people boot up Vampire Survivors, and for a second I thought it was VSEF. I do know who my main would be in VSEF, and it is BB Hood by far. BB Hood, and then the fuck, I even forgot his name. It's the fucking Yeti, the Bigfoot. Yeah, Sasquatch. Oh, hold on, no, it was in my ranking for characters I'm interested in learning are number 1 BB Hood, number 2 the fucking the guy with the rear jump. He's also a big character. Name starts with a A, I think. And then third is Sasquatch. And Icarus, yeah, that's it. It's those three in that order I will play. Play the whole JoJo game. HFTF. I booted it up one time. Like, I loaded it into Fightcade. I tried it. It seemed cool. I just don't have enough info on it again. The puppet character is cool. He's apparently the OG puppet character outside of Zato. Oh. That's not a good button to get hit by as I counter it. Back then Capcom were hell out of the curve. Yeah. His puppet is a little weird, kind of reminded me of Chaos in Uni. Control with Fireball, full on 2 cares. I know there's a puppet character in Arcana Heart also. But in that game I played the blue hair girl that has 4 charges. And I did not play that game for very long because the netcode at the time was I think one of the worst I've ever seen as of the time. And that was also the game where they had a Kickstarter for a sequel. I think it was 6 stars. I think they had a Kickstarter for a sequel for 6 stars, and they had an FAQ section where they were like, yeah, we are considering all the feedback you guys are giving us, and one of them is rollback, and we should have it in the game. But you know, I think the game style of Arcana Heart does not cater very well to rollback, and so we're not going to put it in. And I saw that and I was like... You're joking, right? Oh shit. Oh, it's fine with me. Hold on, let me not lose. I lost. I knew I lost before I got hit. But that Kickstarter was kind of back when RE was kind of new to a lot of Japanese stuff. Yeah, I mean, like, I think there's a... I know there is a new one coming out still. The team behind Arcana is doing a remaster for Damon Bride.
Turn up the heat.
Melty, honestly, is also another candidate for a game I would learn. To be very truthful, I did not put enough time into that game. And the time I did put into it, I was fucking around trying to make Neko work as a as a character. I mean, nothing says I won't go back to Neko, but there are other fun characters in the game that I'm also interested in.
Keep on rocking.
Do Neko Mech. Now I feel like if I wanna play Neko, I'm just gonna play Neko. Yeah, he's been doing that RC a lot. But it's one of the games where, not unlike Uni, the execution just feels good. Just doing combos, pressing buttons, feels good. And the whole thing with ending combos with a throw also just feels really nice. I don't know which moon Warrior uses, but I'm also interested in him. I had a little bit of interest in the girl with like the cello looking thing, or pile bunker. I don't know what it is. And then also F Hime. And also ztao. One of those four. But I will see you later. Have a good night. Yeah, it is 2. Holy shit. It is 2 AM. See you around. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, Exerd. I think only game right now that I can stand just putting multiple hours like this into without feeling a thing. Without feeling a thing isn't like getting tired. Every other game for me right now is like playing this thing is just taxing on me. I'll probably do like, I don't know, 3 games and then call it here as well. Let me give the Slayer some quality games at the end. Hit him with another IK. I could. Oh, that's a missed input. I think he wanted to dash. That's a fake unblockable. That's it. Alright. I don't know why. Did I set it up? I don't know why Nightbot is posting that, to be honest. Because if I did set it, I feel like I would have set it to post once every like hour. And that is the first time it's posted. Drill's a little early. That's okay. Your burst is gone. Yeah, these dashes, when you're like trying to look for them, it's not that hard. Go forth. Go for it again. Alright. That was a legitimate Great White win. Not just like use Great White, run up and press a button and win kind of a victory. That was a real legitimate Great White victory at the end. think I'm fine. I'm not fine. Okay, well. I got his bursts, at least. Why do Slayers always do burst super? It just does a lot of damage. And also, you don't have to do the backdash cancel for it, so execution-wise it's just consistent. Even better than that, yeah, that Great White. It is incomparable. Oh, actually die. He should super. Yeah. I wasn't dead. I should have mashed. I thought he would kill. Let me call last one real quick. Okay. This one's for all the marbles. Yeah, only the last one counts. All the other 30, 40 games don't mean shit. It's just this one.
Keep on rocking.
Where's my dash? Alright, GG's. Non-IK victory. What a downer. GG's Elsa Slayer. Damn. GG's. Good to see more Slayer players. You're lying? Damn. How can you do this to me? There's one thing that I've mentioned before. And it's where, like, is auto 5H on round start? Five H is supposed to be really good on round start. But if you look for answers, you can just find a really good punish in P Pile Bunker. And so I don't really know if it's what you should do in this matchup. What was the route you wanted to do? You mentioned DMH. Oh, let me show you. Yeah. Set him to not block. So it's not like a new route or anything. Actually, what was it? It was a... So say you get like this kind of thing. What was it? Yes, I dust. This part is completely unnecessary, by the way. You don't have to do this route. I'm just, I've been trying to get this route to work more consistently lately. What was it? It was... You do... I actually can't remember. But it was you do 6k at the end of the combo, and then the exact timing when they get out of the stagger states, you hit them with Dead Man's End, and then that way you bypass the, you know how like if you combo into like the 20% HP threshold, you have to get them to a lower HP. By doing the reset, you can just do the red IK from a, or you can do the gold IK from a much higher HP states. God, I'm trying to remember what it was now. What was it? So imagine like at the end of a combo, you do this, and then that does its thing at the end. But I'm drawing a blank on what the actual setup was for it. Okay, I'll find out later. I think I have it recorded somewhere. For the time being, I will see you all later. I should be back probably in like less than 2 days.